We will now begin hemming our garment with a 1-inch hem allowance. You will need a measuring device, and if you have your Wash Away Wonder Tape, we will be using that now. If you do not, you can use clips or pins to hold your hem in place. We will use 3 pieces of Wash Away Wonder Tape, and we will place these at the center of the curve and the 2 midpoints between the curve and the side seam. If you do not have Wash Away Wonder Tape, you can use pins or clips for this step. I place my first piece of Wash Away Wonder Tape at the center and my other 2 pieces along the midpoints. I now use my measuring device to measure my 1-inch hem allowance. I fold up the hem allowance and adhere with tape, pins, or clips. And I do the same thing along both of the midpoints. The Wash Away Wonder Tape simply allows you greater freedom, holding your hem in place and allowing you to press right atop without pins or clips interfering. I used to use pins or clips and they will work well for this. I just prefer using Wash Away Wonder Tape as I find it to be an easier method. So once you have adhered your center point and your midpoints, you will see that there is a certain amount of ease of fabric between them that you will need to gently ease and evenly distribute. Applying steam and ironing can help to distribute this ease in an even curve. So evenly distribute the ease between each of your pieces of tape or your pins and clips and press to hold in place. After I press the ease down, I do prefer to go back and add 2 more additional pieces of Wash Away Wonder Tape to help hold these in place. I then rotate my garment. You can see that I have already pressed the back hem up, just like we've done with the front, and adhered it with Wash Away Wonder Tape. Visually confirm from the right side of your garment that your curve is even, with no sharp points on both sides. Once you have done so, you can move on to the side seams. Lay your garment so that you can see one of the side seams facing up, and fold up your hem allowance. It is okay if the side only folds up approximately 3/4 of an inch rather than a full inch. This is to be expected. Ease the hem back in with the hem that you have created along the front and the back of your bodice, and press so that it forms a nice, gentle curve that culminates into a point at the side seam. You can then use your tape, your pins, or your clips to help adhere this in place. I often place 2 more pieces of tape along either side of the side seam to make sure that everything is secure and does not shift as I move my project over to my machine. Once I have completed the side seam, I turn my project over to visually confirm that the hem is even and curved and attractive. I press once again to hold everything in place. And then I will do the other side seam, just like I've done the first, folding it up along the center side seam, approximately 3/4 of an inch, easing it back in with the curve along the front and back bodice, adhering with my preferred method, pressing to hold in place, and then flipping it over to visually confirm that the curve is just how I want it. After completing your side seam, turn your garment right side out. Take one last look at your hemline to ensure that everything is curved beautifully and there are no sharp points. Adjust if necessary and press one final time. And we are now ready to hem our garment on our sewing machine. We will be using either a stretch stitch or a twin needle, or if you have a cover stitch, you're welcome to use that.